The struggle to have children can be both emotional and also expensive.
Infertility rates are climbing, and for most, the search for answers starts on a home computer.
That's right. Only on 41 Action News, Krista Dubill has a story of one local couple who found success but had to travel thousands of miles.
They're sleepy right now.
Yeah.
Virginia and Dusty Merritt now have 3 children, but their path wasn't easy or cheap.
I'm such a planner.
But things didn't go as planned. They tried for 3 years to get pregnant.
It's hard to be hopeful. At the same time, you have to have hope.
For their oldest, 4-year-old Maxon, it took 3 rounds of intrauterine insemination, or IUI. It's the most common form of artificial insemination. A doctor places sperm in the woman's uterus to up the chance of pregnancy. The cost, about $1,000 a round.
Figured out a way to come up with money.
But as Maxon grew, so did their desire for another baby. They went right to IUI, this time a total of 4 with painful complications. Their fertility specialist suggested in vitro fertilization, or IVF. Most commonly, IVF involves eggs collected from a woman's ovaries, which are then fertilized with sperm in a lab. The fertilized embryo is then implanted in the woman's uterus. The process is called a cycle and usually takes 2 weeks. The Merritts shared what they were told IVF would cost at a Kansas City area clinic, $23,000 for 1 round, and no guarantees it would work.
We were feeling really lost for a while, like how are we going to come up with this money?
Virginia got a text from her sister.
Had we considered treatment outside of the U.S. for IVF? And I was like, no, I have not.
She got online, started researching, found the Barbados Fertility Clinic.
She tells me, and I'm like, oh, great.
What now?
Really?
The more the couple learned, the more they considered it an option. The cost breakdown for IVF in Barbados was $10,400, less than half of the projected balance in Kansas City. But with travel expenses at $8,200, the grand total was just under $19,000. The Merritts decided to go for it.
Worst case, we had this amazing vacation with our son, and best case, we come home pregnant.
We opened Barbados Fertility Centre in 2002.
Dr. Juliet Skinner works out of her clinic that is steps from the beach. Sounds relaxing, but is it safe? Dr. Skinner admits regulations for her clinic are different than in the United States.
Barbados is a very small island, so there's no regulatory body per se. But, I think it's a case that what we do is we follow professional guidelines.
The clinic is accredited by the Joint Commission International. We reached out to JCI to learn what that means. They sent us this statement. It says, in part, to achieve JCI accreditation, organizations voluntarily undergo an extensive and rigorous on-site survey every 3 years and continuous evaluation. Some U.S. doctors are skeptical.
I don't know the regulation that exists in other countries with medical and especially IVF procedures.
Dr. Dan Gelbach opened the Midwest Reproductive Center in Olathe in 2004.
I have been doing reproductive endocrinology for 25 years.
He says it's good that U.S. clinics are heavily regulated.
It brings everyone to a higher standard. There are definitely costs associated with that, which unfortunately is just a part of that. But I think it's a part of what makes American medicine great.
As for some place like Barbados, he's concerned about timing.
For most of my patients, it's about a 3-month time frame from when we start to when we're actually transferring an embryo into them. And there are multiple visits.
What do you think?
The Merritts know staying in the States may be best for some, but they are excited their trip to Barbados Fertility Clinic paid off. Their twin babies are now 2 months old, even with $10,000 left to pay off.
Debt is never a good or fun thing to think about. But when you can tie it to them, you have no regrets.
Just another payment.
Yeah.
Dr. Gelbach in Olathe has a newer process which is saving couples money and increasing success rates. If you're struggling with infertility, you'll want to read about that on kshb.com. We also have letters from local women sharing their infertility stories. Everyone who's written tells us they feel and felt very alone. The letters are so you know you're not alone. Krista Dubill, 41 Action News.